Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 10:52 a.m. on the 25th of May 2024. My goodness, we're nearly through May. That's 5 months of the year already. Zip, bing, bam, boom, gone. Where is my life going? It's flowing out. Oh, it's flowing out of me. But it's like time. Do you ever feel, I know I do often, maybe it's an aging thing, that time is speeding up, that every moment you've just got to like grab at and kind of just suck every moment out of every moment because it's just flying away from you? I have moments like that. Then I have moments where time just drags and you think, oh, that's a day in my life that was wasted on bathos and kind of just, just dragging through, dragging by the skin of your teeth. But yes, lately I feel like time has just flown exponentially and it's incredible. I had a wonderful night last night at the Brooklyn Standard. Ramjet were playing. So Ramjet and Alter Egos play on alternate weeks, on alternate Fridays. So, and I've been following both those bands, well, many other bands in the Brisbane music scene that used to come to play at the Treasury Casino, but I've been following them for 13 or almost 14 years now, and that time has gone blipped away too. And I sometimes sit back and I think, 14 years, where has 14 years gone and what have I achieved in 14 years? Not very bloody much, given I was stymied by cataclysmic traumatic events. But anyway, here we are, strutting our stuff, the Tanya, Mama T, and Little Miss Five, the pristine but determined one. And it's actually quite wonderful if I look at it objectively, step outside of myself and look at the big picture. So anyway, I had a wonderful time last night and the staff were just so wonderful to me. Thank you, Brooklyn Standard staff. And there's some nights when the vibe's just kind of mellow and just kind of perfect, and you're just sitting on the edge of excitement, but you don't launch yourself into too much, nonsense. There was a younger woman, a Latina woman. Oh, she was sexy, and she said to me, "I want the musician," and by that she meant Judy. And so I because I'm Mama T, I'm also very much, a protective, mothering figure at times. Shh, don't tell anyone. They must never know. But I do go into protective mode at times. And she was just so femme fatale and oozing sexuality. And there's nothing wrong with that. I actually said to her, this was at the beginning of the night, I actually said to her, "Oh, Chiquitita, you'll have to rein that back in." She says, "Oh, why? I want him." I said, "Well, because I'll let you know politely, just so you don't make too much of a fool of yourself. He has a partner. I'm pretty sure he has a partner, or I wouldn't be saying that, I'm pretty sure he has a partner." And so she looked at me and she says, "He is a musician. He will want me. All musicians don't care about having partners." I thought to myself, that's not very nice because that's a judgment call. That's not for you to make since you don't really know these musicians. So I was going to launch into some kind of, tirade about it. Not tirade, but just kind of, tell her that was an unsound judgment. But at the end of the day, I had a chuckle to myself and I thought I too flirt shamelessly with my friends, and it's just mischief and it goes nowhere. So it's safe. But I thought, can I stand the competition for the flirting? And I thought, no, well, it's all right. It's completely all right. It's just a bit of fun. And a woman needs to feel like a wild woman from time to time, just feel sexual and risque. Let her have her fun, as long as she doesn't really really lay it out on the plate too obvious, too overtly. But anyway, I just politely told her that, I said, he's not available, but if you want to flirt, you can flirt. It's your prerogative. But I said, just letting you know, you may be disappointed at the end of the night. She said, I very much doubt that. Musicians love me. I went, all right, darling, all right. So anyway, I didn't, sit there and be a bodyguard or police her behaviour or anything like that, because I just thought about that. It's not actually my monkey or my circus. We're all grown ups. So it was delightful. Through the night, she would randomly put the estrus heat on some male and that was dancing beside her, and they'd be loving it, and then she'd flash her leg up at Juddy, which was hilarious. Juddy is completely oblivious. This was the funny thing. So he's just in his zone, playing his music, doing his performance, and Juddy's not the problem. Neither are alter egos. It's some of the women. So actually it was a good lesson for me, because I got to look at how ridiculous I must look when I'm laying it all out, being a bit risque. But the difference is I know them well. I've been dancing with them for 14 years, and they know me well, and they know they can trust me. Most of the time they can trust me. And it's all, in our case, a bit of just a bit of light relief and a bit of comedy and a bit of nonsense, and a bit of humour. But anyway, I got to look at this behaviour, and I thought, this woman is a perfect mirror for maybe I should rein things in from time to time too. But see, it all depends on how you're received, as a woman. If you're amping up the sexuality and it's being received and mirrored back to you, and there's that kind of flow that is mischievous but funny and kind of sweet and romantic, but it just goes, it's I guess it's kind of a sacred trust in a way. Anyway, the beautiful Latina woman, did not, to my knowledge, because I left exactly as the band finished. I left at 2. I don't think she got herself into any situations that would be not conducive to sound mental health or heartbreaking or disappointing. She had a wild old time, and to be honest, I was glad for her to have a wild old time and just be silly, and she got to flip her hair and mosh to a few songs. I'm verboten from moshing, so I even said to Juddy, I'm not allowed to mosh anymore. Very disappointed. But no, actually, to be honest, the old neck is grumbly, especially in this cold, damp weather. So I am loved, and I'm protected, and I'm valued, and I'm cherished, even for my crazy old lady ways. And I even wrote a crazy comment on the Ramjet page, and when I arrived, when Jodie arrived, I said, "Who wrote that crazy comment on our page?" I said, "Oh, that was me." I said, "But I do love you, don't you?" And I kissed his cheek. He had to laugh. But yes, I am being a bit cheeky lately. I really am. But it's all good fun, It's not hurting anyone. I'm not out to hurt anyone. Just being silly sometimes. And oh well. life is meant to be happy and a little bit frivolous and just have a good comical look at ourselves and have lightheartedness and laughter. Taylor behind the bar was so cute when he served me drink. He was stirring me up too, and I was laughing so much. And, you know, I thought, oh, that's just delightful. Because they stir me up too, and it's all good fun, you know. Everyone was so happy in the club last night. There was a lightness of being that was just, you know, no heavy energies of feeling oppressed. Oh, some dude, because there's always one, isn't there? I think when I went up to get my third drink, some dude looks at me. I didn't even look at him properly, actually, because I'm not there. I'm not there to hook up with men. I'm not. I'm there to do my own dance and my own weird performance art, and to work through all my magic and my mojo and my stuff, and go home exhausted alone to my little birdie who was asleep in her cage. But anyway, some dude says to me, "Are you single?" I didn't even look at him properly. I just said, "Depends who's asking." And I flounced off. And then as I'm walking off, he yells out, "Me!" And I'm like, oh, really? Really? It's just fucking predatory. But, you know, the Lord loves a trier, so he had to ask. And he got his answer, which was a definitive, no, not interested. Anyway, what else happened? I'm trying to think what else happened. No, it was a jolly good old time. Jolly good old time. And I came out of the club just after 2, and it was actually raining, and it's still raining, but like not heavy, just like a drizzly rain. And feels quite warm, although it's 19 degrees today, and life is good. And I actually feel better. I had a lot of anxiety before I went out last night. I don't know why. I had this kind of feeling of, you know, just feeling like, should I go out or should I stay home? Which is not like me on a Friday. It's usually, I'm excited about going out for my regular Friday night dance. There was this weird energy of like, maybe you should stay home tonight. And I had put my underbus corset on, and I had a pain running down all like a straight line down here, like a burning pain. I thought, what the hell is that? Is that a reaction to the TENS machine that I'd trialled at 5 p.m? Maybe it's because it stimulates nerves. Maybe that's some weird nerve, but the nerve it's meant to stimulate is my bladder, not this weird thing coming down from my left side. It was a bit alarming. I got a bit worried, actually. Anyway, the burning lasted for a while, for about a few hours. It would just be the searing, like, nerve pain. I thought, that'd be right. I tried this new medical aid and it stimulates the wrong fucking nerve and I'm not feeling great. But I thought, well, what does Mama T do? She fights through everything. So I put on my makeup and got ready and, you know, went out, and just about an hour into the evening of dancing, it all just kind of, all that tension and oppression, I don't know if it was spiritual from my nervous system, just floated away like butterflies. And I was like, right, I am here. I am here in my own body, mind and spirit. And it was a beautiful kind of releasing, actually. I really needed that. This is what the power of dancing can do for me. Just bring me that just moment of kind of zen and release, and well, you know, other people get that in other forms, like doing high impact sports or marathon running or marathon swimming or marathon sex. I do it by dancing, and it's, you know, it's not harming anyone, and I enjoy it, so I'll keep doing it. 14 years, people. I've danced for longer than that, because I also used to dance at the Greenbank RSL and quite many years ago now, and I've always danced since I left my marriage, 1995. I used to go dancing occasionally then, you know, even though those days I had to wait till my ex-husband had my kids for the weekend, and then off I'd go dancing every second week. And it was good for me back then, and it's good for me now. I'm not a sporty person, so it's the only way I can get really, you know, proper cardio type exercise going is to the hard rock music. Wave my fan around and really get into it. But anyway, big agape love to my friends in the bands, and I appreciate your music and your magic, and your delightful senses of humour, and I especially appreciate that you tolerate me in my weird ways. Sometimes I can be a bit too much, a little bit too much at times, but it's delightful, and yes, it's lovely, and I am grateful, and I am happy. You've made me, the soul girl, very, very happy. So it doesn't take much to make me happy. Just treat me with basic kindness and sweetness, and, you know, like any other mortal on this planet, we all crave, you know, attention and affection and respect, and, you know, a little bit of protection at times. So and I return the compliment when I think some woman's going to be a pain in the ass. But anyway, here we suddenly get very hot. I'm having a hot flush. That's bizarre. It's not hot in here. Here we continue with my readings of Even Date, the 25th of May 2024, and it's entitled, just what I've basically been explaining to you, Creativity Blossoming Exponentially. And I had a go, and it didn't work out because I didn't temper it right, I don't think. It's something I haven't done right. But I had a go teaching myself to make metal stamps. And I made this out of an old drill bit. And so an expert in making metal stamps would see that I was halfway there. Like, I got the shape of the hearts. But after tempering, and I went back in and tempered a few times, and that might be what I did wrong, because I probably undid the tempering and then redid it, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But anyway, I couldn't get them to make an imprint properly. So I've got this piece of metal that technically could be a metal stamp, but I think I've stored it away in amongst my jewellery tool boxes and things. So I'm disappointed, but it doesn't preclude me from having another go at some stage and trying it again. But yes, I was inspired. Here I wrote my first medal stamp after watching a video by Rio Grande, a tutorial by Mathieu Cheminay. Was worth watching just for the delightful French accent and the sex appeal and the artistry alone. But he's actually, I saw all the workmanship he had on the rings he was wearing. He's actually a wonderful jeweler and wonderful artist. So maybe after watching that video about 10 times and I still failed, maybe I was missing something really important. But I think it went wrong with the tempering. I think that's what I've done wrong. Maybe. I'll have to look at it again. There'll be some silly little thing something I've missed. But anyway, it was delightful. And Mathieu Cheminay, Mama T came alive for you, darling. You look like an alien, that creature, an alien that pops out of your chest and goes and devours you. I look like that when I do that, don't I? I just had a funny thought. I'm not that bad. I'm not that femme fatale, darlings. I just like a little bit of mischief. I'm not really acting on anything. I haven't acted on it for many years. And if I did, I'd be dangerous. That's why I kind of tamp it right down, keep an even keel on it. It's just cute. It's just cute. So here we are, back to the 25th of May, 2023. It's been a journey and lots of challenges. I lost a prong when attempting setting it, so I had to deconstruct and resolder not one, but 2 prongs. It's rustic, in brackets I wrote, rough as guts, exclamation mark. I'm always real about myself. I'm sometimes too hard on myself, but I like to be real. And while setting it the second time just now, I lost the only embellishment I had left. Wow. It has 4 prongs. I also added the rock crystal pendants, which now have fire scalers. I had to put them on ice several bleeping times, about 4 times, to solder the jump rings shut. I hate jump rings so much. But I shall wear this piece with happiness and pride. I stuck with it, even when bits melted and I freaked out. Here she is, little Aussie, Queensland, Boulder Opal, and me. Together as wearable art after 30 years lying around in my crystal collection. Lol. Never give up on anything or anyone and never quit. Greetings from Titania's Realm at Titania's Realm on Instagram. The gods might be crazy and so am I, but I'm loving this new silversmithing journey, even with the epic you-know-what-ups. And so here I posted a photo of me wearing my newly made, newly completed Boulder Opal that, yes, had literally laid around in my crystal collection for 30 years. So, it's not exactly perfect, but for a first attempt, first time actually weaving silver into a braid like I did and to use as a bezel, and I'm really proud of it. Here's the back. In fact, I got a little bit excited and inspired and thought I must get some more Boulder Opal and make some more, but Boulder Opal is quite expensive nowadays. I didn't pay very much for that back 30 years ago. I actually bought 4 pieces of Boulder Opal very, very cheaply, and I think I got them wholesale as well, but so they were a bargain, but replacing it with more Boulder Opal nowadays is a little bit problematic. 25th of May 2022. Today I made my first metal stamp, inspired by a tutorial by Mathieu Cheminade. I had thought it was beyond my skill set, but I found it quite easy and enjoyable. Tomorrow I will attempt to temper the steel. So what I meant by that was it wasn't that hard to carve the, the pattern, which I'd chosen to do 2 hearts. Here I write, my first attempt at making a metal stamp. I don't own parallel files, which are chainsaw sharpeners. So I'm cutting the excess metal away with my rasp for now. So I managed to do that, carve the shape, but yeah, it's not stamping, and I don't know why. It's annoying. It's annoying and disappointing when I fail yet again, especially when I kind of got the concept right. So close, but yet so far, right? Yeah. I got to cut myself slack. I am a rank beginner at all of this, so I like kudos for giving it a try. Am I right? Anyway, bit of a sanding on the heart faces. I need to test it in plasticine, but don't have any, so might try blue tack. Then it will need tempering. I only have a butane torch, so it might not be hot enough. So I may need to buy a propane gas bottle and torch head. But it has begun. Well, I've since bought all that. Did I temper it with the propane? I would have tempered it properly with the propane. Maybe I'll get it out and have another go at it one day and see. I think I tried a few times though to get it to work, and it still wouldn't work, and then I gave up in despair. Je despère. Je suis désolée. La mamati. I don't know how to say. Is a failure. She's a genius and a success at failing. As not Oscar Wilde, Quentin Crisp will say, if you continuously fail, then my darlings, failure is your style. But I keep trying. I'm intrepid. I keep trying. One day, it will all just happen in perfect synchronicity and perfect timing. The gods will smile upon me, just how they've just turned on some sunshine, brightened up our morning. Just almost out of nowhere. Smiley sunshine. Yay! Here I write, I just sawed off both ends of the sole drill bit with a view to making a metal stamp. Wish me luck. Here I was freaking out about the rising prices of homes in my area. 1 million, this was a few years ago, they're going for more than that now. 1,647,000 for a 2-bedroom post-war home, which is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But here I write, just seeing what year that was. 2022. So 2 years ago. They've skyrocketed since then. It's just owning a home is out of most people's provenance now. It's really insane. So here I write, what the actual fuck, question marks. It must be on a big block of land, outrageous pricing nevertheless. I would have to win a very large lotto to ever be able to afford my own home again. A fucking travesty. Especially as I was scalped of several homes, try the equivalent of 4 homes, by family members in my lifetime. Evil, dirty bastards. Only 2 men in my life wanted me to prosper, in brackets, own my own home. My grandfather, Alfred Abraham Phillips, who gifted me the land on Waiheke Island, my mother stole that, and my father-in-law, Harry Aarons, who gifted me not 1, but 2 houses by the time I was 23 years old. He wrote it into his will that my home had to be paid off and freehold. It's a very, very future-thinking, very loving old man, and he must have known I was marrying a dead shit. You know what your kids are like, right? He must have known his son was a dead shit. But anyway, it is what it is now. It's no good living in that ancient grief. I need to move on and be happy and not invite more dead shits into my life, just say. My ex-husband, Blech, divested me of those and our business. Well, you know, that's what happens when you divorce. I couldn't have stayed in that marriage for 1 day longer anyway, so although I lost financially, I gained my freedom, and it was worth it. So I must not writhe in bitterness, but be grateful for all the good that comes my way, for the agape love, for the sweetness and kindness of strangers, and for my determination to thrive even at this very late, very vulnerable time of my life. Getting older and, you know, my concurrent health issues can be quite vulnerable making at times. Courage, heart and blessings are upon me. I need only ride my bliss blitz to its penultimate conclusion and reap joy and abundance when they visit me in benevolent, holy, kind utterances. Amen v'salah, smiley face. It's true, but it still doesn't buy me a house. But the Holy One gifted me with 2 houses freehold by the time I was 23. So I was very, very, very fortunate when I was a younger woman, and I'm very conscious of that, what was taken from me and what was gifted to me as well. So life is weird, people. You never know what's around the corner, and it's astonishing. Here I write, it's true, sparkle, sparkle, you clump of hot carbon, you. Rise and shine and deify. I defy. I need to make that into a t-shirt. And Jared did make it into a t-shirt for my birthday last year. A lovely purple t-shirt with my logo on it. Deify. Be your own inner god and goddess. That's not forsaking the gods of your understanding, by the way, but walk in communion, hand in hand with the Holy One and all manifestations, and honor your own spirit, your own soul, and grow up beautifully, and be courageous, and own your own heart, and let no fools sideline you or lead you astray from your path. Although in my case, my path tends to go in concentric circles on a gigantic kind of loop, and as a consequence it gets a bit loopy, people. But life goes on, and I am grateful and I am happy in this moment, even though I'm a bit tired still. But I'm glad the little bit of sunshine came out to play. It's very sweet. 25th of May 2021, 11:11 a.m. My angels are smiling. Lynn is on her way over to visit me. Yay! 10:21 a.m. I woke up as I do every day with pain across my rib cage. My intercostal muscles across my diaphragm are aching. The pain soon eases once I'm up and about and breathing properly. This is another reason why I'm not looking forward to being put on CPAP, because it used to cause that kind of pain back in 2003. Everything I do has a negative attached to it, and it can be quite, sickening and debilitating. But I've told my psychiatrist that I'll give it another chance, and in the hope at this ridiculously late stage of my life that I will improve with my lungs. I very much doubt they will, actually, because there's been quite a bit of damage done to them. Instead of throwing CPAP at me, they should have probably done a proper chest x-ray and, whatever, ultrasound, had a proper look at my lungs. But anyway, I keep breathing, life keeps rolling on, and I keep enjoying what's left of it. So it is what it is, babies. Today I have to vacuum and mop the floors, and maybe if I can summon the motivation, wash the dust off all the furniture. I have a housing inspection tomorrow, plus the new lawnmower man is arriving at 8 a.m, so I need to get organised. On Friday at 8:20 a.m, Jesus, I have an appointment at the QE2 hospital for another colonoscopy. Shit happens, but does it have to keep happening to me? I will have to get up early and fight through peak hour traffic and fight to get a park. Yuck. I suspect the actual procedure will be booked in the next few weeks to a month. I dread it. It truly is dreadful. It takes me up to 2 months to recover from each one, which is agonising, and yet other people have them and go to work the next day. But I'm definitely allergic to all the aspartame they put in the prep, and I definitely don't take well to having my insides jiggled, by the way. So it is what it is, It really, really did used to debilitate me for months after. Oh well, that is my morning woes for the day. My hands ache as I made 5 more bangles yesterday. It's hard work grinding all the edges where I cut off the brass edging smooth. Hardly worth my time, as I doubt they will even sell or I can charge much for them. Hours and hours of work go into them. But then, what else would I be doing to avoid actual housework? Snigger. I think I might get back into making fairies again, as I enjoyed it and it was kinder to my hands. Although I did not sell any of them, I figure they will make quirky displays for my witchy fairy shop I am manifesting in my imagination. 25th of May 2020. I've made a lovely little collage. At the time, Facebook was offering a way of turning your little photos into a collage for a cover photo. So I just had a little play with that. Just, my neck just cracked. Didn't wash last night. So, yeah, just delightful. May 2019. Wow. I woke up this morning feeling intensely powerful after many very vivid dreams last night. The Byron magic is still with me. Yes, it has that effect. If I go there, it can just lighten my spirits sometimes for even a few months after. It really is a magical place. I don't care that it's all infested by rich people and yuppies and spoilt privileged types. The ley lines remain the same, people. And I'm sure there are other beautiful, seaside towns in Australia that are just as beautiful and magical. It's just I have this love affair with Byron. I fell in love with Byron when I arrived here in 88. My husband drove us down there. He was such a moron, myself and my children. He drove us down there. He said, right, kids, get out and run up and down on the beach. We ran up and down the beach. And then he said, right, we're going now. I said, we just got here, Michael. This is how moronic he was. He wasn't right in the head, that man. I'm meant to be the crazy one, right? But he was not right. Who behaves like that? So I said, we're at Byron Bay, Michael. It's the most beautiful, magical place I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm in love. Right, we've got to go now. So he pulled us back in the car and we drove back to Brisbane. And by the way, in those days it took about 3 to 4 hours to get there, 3.5, 4 hours. Now it's shorter because they cut a highway through the mountains or through the hills. You can get there in 2 hours now. But just another example of how I realised I was with the wrong person. Could not take delight in the beauty and look around and be a fucking tourist for even an hour or two. Just, yeah, we're here now, bye. Let's go. Oh, look. Oh. It's just utterly moronic. And I was kind of trapped with young children, so anyway, it was moronic that I got myself trapped with a man like that. I was a moron at 17 too. I really was. But I was looking to have my own life and my own family and my own everything. And I think my father-in-law understood that. That's why the houses were paid for. He wanted me to be safe and have a lovely life because he truly did love me. Sometimes I joke I should have married my father-in-law, but that's a bit seedy and kinky and a bit off. But you know what I mean, don't you? Having one good man in your life who was a true father to me and truly protecting and caring. If I'd had a husband like that, not a father figure, but you know what I mean, a truly protective, caring, lover, husband, partner, my goddess, how vastly different my life would have been even now. My goddess. I don't dare think about it. It sends me into spiraling of gigantic trauma activation. I just, ding, let's not think about that right now. So I am happy and grateful with my beautiful, soulful friends who do treat me with sweetness. I'm so grateful to you because unbeknownst to you, you are keeping me alive and I symbiotically returning all that love you pour into me and keeping you alive, and together we nourish and nurture and protect and encourage and motivate, inspire one another. And that is true community and true tribe when everyone has each other's back, including me telling the very, very excited female last night that she couldn't have my friend Juddy because he has a partner save her dignity, just letting her know that she can be playful, but she can't go too far with it. Anyway, she didn't actually. She didn't. I watched her. She was fine. She was just full of life force and joy. And by the end of the night, when she was flipping her hair to chop suey, which I can no longer do because of my neck, Scott will be so proud of me when he hears this, that I actually restrained myself, sat down through the whole song, and that's one of my war cry songs. It's one of my passion songs that brings out my spirit. But I watched her instead, and she was throwing her long black curly hair forward and flipping it back and just in that wave of ecstasy, and I just watched and smiled. I thought, yes, that is wonderful to see someone express their passion and their joy. We all need that. We all need that at times. Be passionate and be joyful, and harm ye none, so it is done. So here I wrote the Byron, magic is still with me, winky face. It's another stunning late morning, and I am grateful for my tiny place in the universe. The garden is sparkling with sunbeams, and there is a zephyr stirring the black bamboo leaves. It's like Gaia is saying, hello, good morning, blessed be. Just adorable. There are just some moments that are just absolutely adorable. Charlie is happy to be outside after being cooped up yesterday while we were in Byron. And here she is, strutting her stuff. Oh, the sun's gone back down and we've got rain again. It's going to be one of those days. I could get lost in such exquisite beauty, such joy melts my heart, and I realize why. Sometimes it is good to be alive. Actually, it should feel good to be alive all the time. But when you had a life like mine, it sometimes was an almighty struggle to tap into that innate life force and joy and chi. My Pierre de Ronsard red rose, but it's a weeping rose which has since died, but oh my God, she was just exquisite and immaculate. And one day I might even replace her when I have extra money. Just saw 1:11 p.m. earlier, 10:11 a.m. What is the Holy One, otherwise known as the multiverses, trying to say to me? Perhaps I am in perfect alignment with my mission on Earth, except I don't exactly know what that is. I'm just making it up as I go along, breathing, occasionally laughing in the face of my absurdist life, and occasionally swearing and sweating the small stuff. Living life passionately and choosing to honour myself and truth and my reality every day, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Facing my daemons and flying with my angels, you know who you are, in my weird little fat hobbit body, as I heal from all my sacred and profane ignominy and horror bestowed upon me from birth. The rising and shining has begun yet again. I am going to be okay. Yes, indeedy I am. Just checking out again what year that was. Because them were fighting words, inspirational and courageous and joyful and yes, 2019. So that happened. I was feeling that blissful and excited about life just prior to my gallbladder surgery on the 25th of June. So 1 month prior, I was feeling that wonderful, only to spiral down into another fucking hell loop, not of my own making, by the way. But anyway, 5 years later, my darlings, here we are. It's astonishing. I love watching my soulkin rise and shine with me. And my friend Marty LTP, who I never met in person, but we're long-time Facebook friends, wrote, I love the number hauntings, the zany ways we speak with ourselves, even though you are actually talking to a different you. Winks. It has not been easy for us, Tanya, but it is getting easier. I am a proud fairy soul, though not wee folk no more, so don't call me wee folk, call me a fairy, lol. I care not for lashback, we are sovereign souls. And I replied, he's just the sweetest, most heartfelt, most delightful fairy man. He's just gorgeous. Too young for me, of course. I don't even know what part of Australia he lives. I think he was down in New South Wales somewhere. But he travels a lot too. I judge thee not, fairy. After all, look who my namesake was. The queen of the forest fae, Tatiana Titania, laughing my ass off. Technically, Tatiana or Titania was a Titan goddess too, way back. But she got associated with the fairies, so can't remember how that happened. But anyway, queen of the forest, and I live at the foot of a forest, so it's a powerful energy, and it's powerful, but it's beautiful. Here I continue writing to him. Embrace your inner magic, for it will guide you in both good times and darker times. There is only oneness, and everything plays its part in the divine expression. So I was feeling very, very connected to all that is, was, and never shall be, only to be cast down into that ignoble, fucking excruciating hell loop a month later. Maybe that's why I was being gifted all this spiritual tweaking of my spirit to strengthen me for what was to come. Because the gods know what we mortals are about to endure, and they kind of offset some of the agonies at times with beautiful, soul-enlightening messages and friendships, and if you're lucky, a beautiful love affair as well. But I wasn't having a love affair with that man, but it was a very, very symbiotic, flowing, sweet friendship on Facebook. I bathed the beau as he was salty and sandy from yesterday's blissful swim and romp at Belongil Beach, which is a dog-friendly beach at Byron. Then I partially blow-dried him. He was not impressed with my efforts, so I comforted him with a schmacko Then Mama T was redeemed from the curses of the dog. Now resting on my bed as it was an effort. My t-shirt is wet from the excess splashing in the laundry tub, but I have a clean and contented dog now. My sewerage is leaking again. The drainers are on the way within 4 hours. They won't be able to do much in the dark, so no doubt we'll have to come back tomorrow. It's kind of nuts how they'd send them out and under the cover of darkness when they can't do much. It's like cray. But anyway, 25th of May 2018. Curious and curiouser. The times, they are a-changing. Indeed they have. They've changed a lot in the last 6 years. Quite perturbingly a lot. 25th of May 2017, 10:37 a.m. Been awake for a while, better get up. I have a massive craving for chocolate, but none in the house. I ate an entire packet of chocolate biscuits for breakfast yesterday. Very bad, laughing my ass off. I had a wonderful day and night yesterday. It was such a warm day that I took Beauregard and Charlie for a long walk in the forest behind me, which is unusual. Don't tend to do that very often. I've got this beautiful forest behind me and I very rarely walk through it, which is kind of nuts. But all through COVID, the last 4 years, I took to just walking around 10 minutes, just around my block, out onto the main road and back down. And that's been enough for me. Just that 10 minutes a day, just get out of the house. But why I don't walk through the forest makes no sense at all. I just made it a practice to just be around, I guess, where I can be surrounded by suburbia and people. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's feeling safer or, some primal need for safety. Not that you're safe with other mortals most of the time anyway, but anyway. Yes. I had my usual debrief with my psychiatrist. When I told him I had blocked Crystal, as I had told her I want presence, PRESENCE, capital letters, not presence, nor lies, manipulation. He informed me that I had spoken intelligently and rationally, that I was not crazy, and in the past 12 months had done better without medications than I had ever been when on them. So her assertion that I am sick was totally evil and reprehensible. Also, blackmailing me with unborn children and accusing me, this was even more bizarre, of enslavement, given she was living in the UK at the time. Must have been a bloody long leash. Was too much, too insane for me to deal with. So I left feeling relieved and still bereft at having to divorce my last remaining child or core family member. Then Lynn came over and we went for dinner and to yarn storytelling at the Black Bear Lodge. Lynn's daughters had given money to Shout Lynn and myself a night out as a Mother's Day birthday gift for Lynn and me. How gorgeous. Thank you for your kindness, Melissa and Danny and Tracy. We had a lovely time. So in the midst of my grief over one of my own flesh, what is that? My beautiful friends and their daughters rallied together to inspire, support, and comfort me. I am loved, valued, and cared for by many wonderful souls, human and non-human, and I am grateful and happy. by and large I am, indeed. Those who neglected and or abandoned or abused me will never know what they missed out on. They are mostly dead now, and the few living ones have already passed from my life like shucked husks, leaving me raw and broken, but I will fucking blossom again. And you're witnessing the blossoming again. My daughter and I did make it up over the years, but we're estranged again since September last year, which is my fault. As I told her, I felt that I was dying, as I really was quite ill. And, well, I haven't died, but her attitude was just so beyond awful. I don't think I can ever feel anything close to how I used to feel about her as a mother. I think she killed it. So it is what it is. That is what the Tanya does best. Rebirths. Always in a state of rebirthing. My neighbour's little dog Rusty is out. I'm wondering if I should worry and go and get him, or if he'll be all right. Oh, now he's decided to take a crap in the middle of the front verge. So good on you, Rusty. 25th of May 2016. "1:44 p.m. I just bathed Bobo the clown bastard in the bath. I did love Bobo, but he could be a bit of a bastard when it came to having baths. He fought me and bit me a few times, but he's getting better at bathies. He was absolutely filthy with dried blood from bones around his beard and dust from dust bathing at the dog park. I have also planted out the bergamot in the aquaponics pond as they like wet feet. Also pennyroyal in the front garden between my mosaic feet. Also borage in front of the aquaponic bath. It looks very nice. Let's hope they flourish." Bobo just vomited on the rug, so mad dash to clean that up while writing this post. It is one of them days. Next thing is an appointment with my doctor at 3 p.m, meaning my psychiatrist. If Bo is dry by then, I will take him along. 10:23 p.m. Rusty's having a good old meander around the neighbourhood. 10:23 p.m. I have been outside filling the chook troughs up, giving them some shell grit. I put another bell fountain on the pond number 4, checked on the aquaponic pond, all very good. I put Beauregard to bed, tricked him into his crate with a schmacko, lol. He was manically chasing Mushu around while I was outside. I am utterly exhausted today, not sure why, as I have been keeping busy. So I have a sore neck and a tired body, so I think I will go to bed early. I have an appointment with my optometrist tomorrow. I have to wear my reading glasses to see now. Not cool. Anyway, this aging myopic sex kitten, is going to sleep, Lila Tov. Here's a photo of my handsome Bo, my handsome Bobo. 25th of May 2015. I posted a photo from the Redlands City Bulletin showing all the built up housing that they're doing, what they were doing back then. And I used to have a house in the Redlands with my former husband in Birkdale, so my mother had a beautiful house in Wellington Point, so we used to live in the Redlands. I lived there for 7 years. So here I write, destruction of the once beautiful red-soiled farmlands and famous koala habitat is now almost complete. Terrible. When we moved to Birkdale in 1988 with our small children, well, they were really still toddlers and, youngish babies at the time, I loved the farmlands and semi-rural aspect of the Redlands. There would be koalas in the trees and all sorts of wildlife. Within 5 years it was already barely recognisable. One flower farm held out and a few others. Now look at this grotesque ghetto. The residents are correct. Some useless bastards at the Redlands Shire Council have made that beautiful place into a mirror of Logan, bringing all the drugs and crime across as well. Indeed. 2:33 a.m. Crystal is leaving on a jet plane. My heart aches, and it was all a mad last-minute rush to the very end. She was unpacking and repacking even at the airport. Oi. Jared saved the day, hiring a trailer, and brought the big items to my place. We just got back from the airport. I feel emotionally wrung out, like being squeezed through the wringer of an ancient washing machine. I told Crystal to take a Valium for the flight, as she was quite distressed. Her beautiful friends came from Toowoomba to see her off and gave her some lovely gifts. My house has been shell-shocked with Crystal's stuff everywhere. It will take me weeks to get everything properly stored and organised. A mother is always the last one to be left holding the baby, laughing out loud. I got through this day without having a breakdown. The tears started to flow quite involuntarily, but in the end, Europe will be good for her, and I will only have myself to worry about now. To the next adventure. And it almost was a completed next adventure in August that year, but wow, that was one of the contributing factors. So much stress and trauma and horror that year. It was beyond. Anyway, here I am, all these years later, strutting my stuff. Literally strutting my stuff. 25th of May 2014. Utterly exhausted. I had dinner with Jared, and tomorrow Crystal, Jared and I are going on a road trip. I'm having an awesome time in spite of my frustrations with potential partners. Never mind, darlings, never mind. Thank God for my daughter and my friends and their awesome pets. Last night I slept with Zeus, Hercules, and that treacherous bitch that I'm not even going to name. That's how sick she makes me feel to this day. Zeus guards me on my side of the bed and loves me utterly. Hercules lies at my feet. They are both Bichon Frise. Harvey the Foxy, meaning fox terrier, came over for dinner to visit his Auntie Tanya. He could smell Zeus and Hercules. I had to tell him I was seeing other dog gods. He was momentarily miffed or whiffed, then settled down to quality auntie time for snuggles. I love all our fur and feather children. Huge blessings. Just got home from sleeping over at Creatures. I was too tired to get up and go to Panayuri with her, so she went alone. I am in a lot of pain in my feet. 3 nights dancing is too much for me. I met a young policeman, a former boyfriend of George the busker's daughter. George told him to hang out with me at the pub. Arg. He found me later in the night and was a handful. He danced nicely at first, then proceeded to constantly grab at my boobs. A real oaf. Might as well have lived in a swamp and called him Shrek. I got very annoyed after a while. He was such a mess. A policeman. A fucking policeman. This is why you don't get supported if you get sexually assaulted with Queensland police, because they're all fucking rapey themselves. Well, maybe not all, but that was really vile behaviour that night. It really was. His friend danced with my creature, and afterwards we had supper at the Pancake Manor, and he was lovely. Such a gentleman. The world of difference. He got Creature's number and I really approved, hoping something lovely will develop for them both. Probably didn't, since she's a raging fucking borderline, but anyway, there is that. 25th of May 2013. Heading home, weird sort of night. Wild winds made me a tad irritated, or was it the drunks, or the waxing, almost full moon? 25th of May 2012. Why am I soft in the middle when the rest of my life is so hard? Paul Simon. I hear you, brother. 25th of May 2010. Same shit, different day. 25th of May 2009. My first astounding breakthrough of genuine happiness. After decades of major depression, some bubble burst in my psyche. It was quite wonderful. So I wrote, just another manic Monday. Don't mention Friday, Saturday or Sunday, lol. Monday. Oh. Guess it wasn't what I thought it was going to be cracked up to be. Proof that what goes up must come down. I hope my mood goes up again tomorrow. It was kind of cool being happy for 3 days, even if I was constantly talking and elevated. And yeah, it was extremely cool, but it lasted for 3 entire days. This high, almost, well, I guess it was a hypomania, but it was almost bordering on mania. So I was so worried about being that happy for such a prolonged time, because I'd never experienced that before in my entire life, people, that I actually went to see my then elderly psychiatrist, Dr. Eastwell, and I said to him, I've got a problem, doctor. He said, what's that? I said, I've been so euphoric and happy for days and days and days that I think I've finally gone insane. I think you may need to put me in hospital, doctor. How cute am I? How raw and honest and real am I? And he blinked at me a few times. He was the most beautiful, wise man. He just blinked at me a few times and he said, Tanya, I have something to tell you. I said, oh, what's that, doctor? He said, this society institutionalizes happiness, criminalizes happiness, destroys happiness, pathologizes happiness. He said, this is the first time since you've been in therapy with me that I've seen you actually be authentically, joyously happy. And he said, you just go and do that. Just be happy anyway, Tanya, if nothing else, but as an act of defiance against our culture and our society. I want you to be happy. Oh, bless. Verily, he'd be in the light now, because this was back in 2009 and he was elderly then. But yes, a wonderful, soulful, loving man, my elderly psychiatrist, wanting me to rejoice in my own hard-won, almost appearing magically out of nowhere when the bubble finally burst, happiness. And it was so short-lived because a year later in March, my evil mother died, and then there was another 2.5 years of abject fucking horror with the will dispute. So as I said earlier, sometimes the gods kind of bless you and gift you with this feeling of such profound joy, almost as a preemptive preparation for the shit show that's about to, unfurl around me. It often happens like that, to the point where sometimes I'm frightened when things are too good. I mean, okay, when does the shoe fall? What next awful calamity is about to crash down upon me? So, you're a true trauma survivor when you fear when things are peaceful and loving and sweet and kind. You actually fear it because you know how wrong it can go and how quickly. So you go into things thinking, oh, this is just so delightful. This is so lovely and it's so romantic. And then you're thinking, when does it go bad? So the last 12 months or so, I've been kind of retraining my brain to think, does it have to go bad? Does it always have to turn into something fetid and ugly and violent and soul-destroying and life-threatening? Does it have to go bad? No. Sometimes, just sometimes, even women like me finally get the real, authentic, beautiful love and they're happy ever after. In my case, it's quite late in life now at 59. I'm still waiting for it to land and manifest perfectly and gently and beautifully, but it could still happen, and I must not fear either the reaper or the calamitous crash when that ugly metal boot falls down and turns all my dreams into nightmares. But anyway, on that lovely note, I'm going to finish off my breakfast. Pastrami with avocado on toast. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself today. I've even thought about going dancing again tonight, but I'm quite tired, so I probably won't manage it tonight. I think one night's enough for me. But I just feel kind of elevated today. I do. I feel uplifted and elevated and kind of joyful. And as my elderly psychiatrist, Dr. Eastwell, would say, you go, girlfriend. Just enjoy it. Don't question it. Just go with it and be in love with love and life and even this weird, rainy, drizzly kind of day. Just enjoy every moment. So on that note, I bid you all goodbye. Have a beautiful day, afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the space-time continuum. And remember to keep your beloved ones precious and love them honouringly and wholesomely and protectively and kindly and sweetly. And if it's a romantic relationship or a sexual partnership, love them well, love them sweetly, and yeah, be happy. Bye for now from Titania's realm at Sacred Space.